tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at the 10th installment in the never-ending Friday the 13th series, Jason X, aka the one where Jason goes to space, released in 2001, nearly a decade after Jason went to hell in Part 9. For those of you Friday the 13th continuity purists, this must be a very frustrating streak in the series. Goes to Hell completely ignored melted down sewer Jason, and this entry glosses over the whole thing where Freddy dragged Jason and his mask into hell. Jason X was made to keep interest in the character alive while Freddy vs. Jason worked its kinks out, and they threw him in space because, you know, why not? If leprechauns, Cenobites, and critters can go to space, so too can our favorite hockey mask killer. To get to space, though, they also put Jason in the future, 455 years into the future to be exact.
Years 24.
Where there's lots of cool early 2000s technology around for him to kill people with. Speaking of which, let's get to the kills. While most of the movie takes place in 2455, Jason X begins in the near future year of 2010. There, Jason is being held for study at the Crystal Lake Research Facility and being watched over by my good friend Leo Camacho. While our heroine Rowan wants to kill off Jason for good, a greedy scientist, played by David Cronenberg, intends to keep Jason alive because he's useful.
His unique ability to regenerate mortally damaged tissue, it cries out for more research.
It's to no one's surprise when he goes to check on Jason and finds the corpse of Private Johnson instead, giving us our first kill 6 minutes in. Gotta love that name, Private Johnson. Really hope his first name was Richard. Get it? Like Dick? What follows is an action sequence in which Jason kills, like, 4 guys, I think? Let's see. He whacks one dude in the head, sure, that looks like it can kill him. Those helmets don't look all that thick. And Jason is a thrice over zombie by now. The next guy he grabs by the neck, and I think he uses him as a body shield, so I'll say grunt number 2 was choked and shot to death. Third grunt gets a chain wrapped around his neck, and while I think someone could survive that, if the humongoloid cook in Jason Takes Manhattan counts as a death, then I'll count this guy as dead too. And then the fourth guy there gets smacked in the face. Seems like no one else is in the room, so I'm assuming that this guy was the same dude that Jason threw the second soldier into. I'm not entirely sure, but in all honesty, guys, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Cronenberg tries to run away, but gets a spear through the back instead. Truly now, the killer has become the killee. Or the killed, I guess. Killee is the word. The last victim in this fun little intro sequence is Sergeant Marcus. Once young and full of hope, now dead from being thrown against the wall. You used to be cool, Sarge. What happened to you, man?
Sorry.
Yeah, you should be. Jason chases Rowan into the basement, but she shoots him into the cryogenic freezing chamber, then slams the door and starts her up. But because the door is made of cardboard against the wall until it slides down with a funny squeak. Now it's time for the grunts to get to work, and this is when the movie really turns into Aliens. First, Jason goes to kill Crunch, the ship's engineer who looks like the biker dad of one of my friends in middle school. What up, Jim? The grunts show up and shoot the hell out of Jason, but he somehow gets away, so they have to go hunting for him. Naturally, this enables him to kill them off one by one. First up is Sven, who gets a Metal Gear Solid treatment from Jason, getting dragged into a dark corridor and his neck's into pieces, one by one. It's really quite enjoyable, so just here. Yeah, watch some more. Now, I know what you're thinking. James, we just watched Jason's head explode like a watermelon at a Gallagher 2 show. Surely, he's got to go on that list. But guys, you're forgetting one thing. Nanobots. As the survivors call another ship to come rescue them, because the Grendel is finally starting to show its age, those pesky nanobots detect Jason's body and try to repair him. When there's not enough body tissue available on account of KM, blowing it all away, the nanobots make do with synthetic material, and thus we get Uber Jason. That's what his name is. It's Uber Jason. Is it ridiculous or badass? I think a little bit of both, which makes it right at home in this movie. Uber Jason's first act is to decapitate KM, who's still functional as just a head, leaving Sonarin looking like Al Snow for the rest of the movie. Then, while the rest of the survivors escape to the more space to attack once more, but wait, Brodsky is a total badass again and intercepts him, riding him down to Earth 2 like a fucking meteorite. I told you this guy was badass. I mean, granted, this kills him in the process, but you couldn't go out in a more badass way. He's literally become a shooting star. The film ends with Jason apparently crash landing in a lake, his mask floating down to the bottom of it while some sexy teenage campers go off to investigate. Will we ever get a sequel that follows up on this? Almost definitely not. Let's do the numbers. This one's another messy entry with all the BR kills and that entire fucking city exploding, but by my count, there were 25 kills in the movie. Only 7 of them were women, with 18 of them guys, meaning this movie is second only to Manhattan for the most imbalanced pick list. At 91 minutes long, we get a kill on average every 3.64 minutes, edging out Ghost Green for the frozen face smash. I don't care that Mythbusters said it wasn't possible, neither is using nanobots to create an Uber Jason. It was still awesome. I'll give lamest kill collectively to that group of grunts in the beginning. Honestly, not even sure if most of them should be dead, but the internet says they are, so what do I know? And that's it. Released in 2001, Jason X is a ridiculous movie, but it's very comfortable being a ridiculous movie, and that's why I enjoy it, which I understand is a controversial opinion. Next week is the Ultimate Showdown.